Alright guys, that is going to do it for Cletus and Cars Bristol. What an awesome event. We had a ton of fun. Old Mississippi Queen laid down some burnouts. Obviously, we'll get better as we go, but I think it's pretty good for a first burnout. But we're going to head a little bit the other direction and be in LS Fest Bowling Green this weekend. So we're going to go from here over that way and hang out for the week. Maybe we'll check out some sites, but that's the plan for next weekend is LS Fest Burnout Contest. Jack Stan's coming up with his car. We're going to run no time. So we'll see y'all over there at LS Fest. Welcome back to the channel. We are over in Hendersonville, Tennessee, but we got old Mississippi Queen up here. It did get left out in the rain. It looks like it got some water down on the throttle body, so we're gonna pull all the plugs out, roll it over, make sure there's no water in the motor, and then we're gonna do some maintenance. We're gonna flip the valve covers around, do a couple things, change the oil. We gotta try to get a headlight, and at least a headlight and taillight working for LS Fest, which is we'll go there tomorrow. So gonna get all the plugs out, make sure everything's happy, fresh set of plugs, change the oil, flip the valve covers around, and get started. We're good, dude. No water in there, we're good. I'd rather spit some water out than spit a rod out, because water does not compress, neither does fuel, so better to be safe than sorry.
I want to go back to Bristol, man. Nashville, I mean, cool town, but too hot, man.
Get in the truck and we're headed to LS Fest. Bowling Green, Kentucky. This is probably one of my favorite events of the year. I absolutely love this place. So, James will be here in a minute. He's sitting in line. We were sitting in line for quite a while. Actually, James is right there. So he'll be here in a few minutes, and then we'll make a game plan of how we're going to set up. We're going to get the battery charged on this because my charger went all the way back to Florida with Garrett and them. So he has my charger. We'll get it out, get this thing charged, get it off the trailer, kind of get a little layout set up, and then I think James wants to go get some food. So that's the game plan. Guys watch anything like travel wise on YouTube, but Peter Santinello, whose channel I watch, is actually standing on the side of the road right here with one of the guys that was in one of his videos that I just watched, and I think they're trying to hitchhike to Nashville. So if you don't know who that is, check out their channel because he's got a huge following. Seen a lot of famous people this trip. It's great.
What's up, everybody? We are back at LS Fest. Got my boy Jackson out here. We're going to use the exact same tune-up that we had in North Florida. It should go down out here. The only thing I'm going to do is move the traction control rev limit up out of the way. So we're getting set up in here. We got to move a couple things around, and he's going to do a two-step check. We'll make sure everything's good, and then he's got a tech in, and I think we'll get a qualifying hit at some point this afternoon. Alright guys, everything looks good with the two-step check. We're about 3,800 RPM, 7 pounds of boost. Should go down no problem out here. I did move the rev limit up from the traction control, so it'll still full timing if it needs it, but it won't get into that rev limit, which I believe is upsetting the chassis, so we'll have to kind of fine tune with that. I'm still learning the traction control. I haven't really messed with it that much, so we're figuring it out together and we're trying to make it work.
We are out here, guys. Holley LS Fest East, out here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, Beachbed Raceway Park. We're about to make the first shakedown of the weekend with LT.Dan. We get 3 shakedowns today, and I think we race tomorrow. I never looked at the schedule. I'm just here for the racing and the good time and the good people. So, got the car checked in this morning, and got up here to make this shake. So we'll see what it does. We got the same tune-up in it that we went down North Florida in. The only thing different is the suspension changes y'all seen us make before they called the race up there. So we got the 50 pounds off the back, the bar change, and all that, and that's what we're going to try. We're going to give that a go here and see if we can go fast here like that. definitely slow. It did not feel spectacular fast by any means, but it went, which is always good. First pass too, I forgot with the TBMs on here, and my God, does this thing roll like no other. I just came off the second shutdown, or the last shutdown at the track, and I'm rolling, and I'm almost to the second shutdown at the track. Just rolled about 450, 500 feet. The car's still rolling. So those TBMs are working. But yeah, so solid rip. Definitely get some data from that. Definitely going to be able to turn it up past that, because that wasn't that fast. And out here in this 10K to win no time class, there is some hot rods. So we just need to be as quick as we can be, or quicker than we've been with the car, and we'll go rounds, potentially win it if we get lucky. Ideally, my strategy with being not the fastest guy in this class is, as much as it would suck to do, I would almost like to be paired with one of the faster cars or the fastest car in the class early in the day, because having the slower car means you have a better shot at going down in the heat like we just did than they do, and first or second round we'll be in the heat like we just ran. So if I can get one of those guys and get them out early, it gives me a better chance to end up with a car that I'm more evenly matched with later on in the day when it gets down into, you know, the semis or the finals. It'd be pretty freaking epic to win this with this car, but we're a little gun shy in the motor. This stock 5.3, or this stock crank stock block 5.3 is great for what we're doing, but it's not the bullet I need in this gunfight. Right now it's the knife. So we'll get it back to the trailer, get some data, and see what we can come up with for this next shakedown.
Not a bad first lick. That was the tune-up that we were using in North Florida. I just moved the traction control rev limit up out of the way. It sounded like it did get into traction control a little bit, but it stayed planted and went right down the track, so that's good. The suspension adjustments we made looked like they did what they were supposed to do, so we'll get it back here. We got some data now. The track was hot, it was greasy, so I'm happy that it went down, and we'll pull some data up when it gets back and see what we got going on. All right, guys, we got the run pulled up here. Definitely can see it got into the traction control early, and even a little bit on the gear change, which I noticed going down. As soon as it made the gear change, the car made a move. So track was definitely loose, but moving that rev limit up out of the way definitely helped. I had seen and read a couple things about that upsetting chassis, just driver feedback. So I went ahead and moved that up out of the way. It did exactly what I wanted it to. The car went right down. It wasn't the fastest pass ever, but it went A to B, first hit, off the trailer, on a hot, gooey track that's been run on all day. So that's good there. Everything seems to be working right. That was about 10 to 12 pounds less than what we normally run. Mile an hour was really good, so we'll start trickling a little bit more power into it on the backside. As the sun starts to go down, we should be able to apply some more power when the track tightens up a little bit.
Back here for a second shakedown. There's some overcast, there's a little shade on the track, but it's still hot out. So not many changes to the tune, but enough changes to where it should pick up. So let's see what she does. Solid rip. Everything felt good, stable in the car, so I grabbed the scramble about 400 foot to see where we can turn it up to, see if it hold it up top. And it held it, so now Nate knows where we can go with that, and can add more to it, add more to the scramble. So happy about that. A couple people in front of me spun, so the fact that we went down is good. Definitely got us a hot rod coming around here for this track, being that first time here with this combo. So I'm happy with that.
That was another A to B.
Another A to B, a little bit slower to 60, a little bit faster out the back. Picked up a whole bunch of mile an hour.
Yeah.
Went ahead and scrambled it for you about 350, 400 foot on, just so you know where we can go.
Yeah.
But it felt good.
I had a lot on the scramble.
That's fine, that's why I hit it late in the run.
Yeah. Yeah, so we,
I don't know if you
on
can
that
hear
one,
the seat outside the car.
no, I couldn't tell.
Oh, it's like we left all over.
I didn't put a lot more boost in it. I put like 5 more pounds of dome out the back.
Yeah.
But I had cleaned up the boost ramp because it was doing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
So we fixed all the boost pits. It should have been better. We'll pull the log and look at it.
Yeah, it went
but
quicker and faster.
I moved out. I moved the traction control up out of the way. That's why I'm slow. I'm surprised it went slower than 60.
Yeah,
Because I moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to smack it a little bit harder and probably shut
Felt like it could have taken a little bit more.
Yeah.
I sat there for a little bit on the brake because when I let off the foot brake went bumping in, I let off the foot brake too soon. The car was rocking a little
Yeah,
bit.
you don't want to
wait
red.
for the car to settle, so we still got a good
Yeah.
run. But,
yeah, we'll hit it a little bit harder and we'll shut the dump a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
So
it does.
I don't know when our next one will be. Hopefully when the sun goes
Probably
down.
the sun goes down. I think
Yeah.
I might want to swing at it. Just
Yeah,
to
that's what I was thinking. We'll smack it later.
Yeah, we'll gauge it off with the conditions. But
Yeah.
if they're better than this,
Yeah,
let's
we
just-
definitely can hit it a little bit harder out
we
there.
can
though.
go faster like
Yeah.
this right now
Yeah.
for a fact, but
Yeah.
we have a base for
But it's nice that everything's working like it's supposed to, and we're
yeah.
we can chip away at it.
Yeah.
So
Good job, dude.
pull the data and see what we got. All right, guys, we're going up for our third qualifier. Turn the car up quite a bit, tighten up the suspension a little bit, so see if the track will hold it. The sun is starting to set. I was hoping it would be nighttime before we got this run, but the sun's starting to set, so the track's gonna start cooling down. See if we can go faster.
Alright guys, we are back up here for our last pass of the day, and it is absolutely perfect conditions. Air got real good, sun's going down as you guys can see behind me, and they're prepping the track for us. So this should be good if it takes it. Me and Nate decided on putting me and Nate made the decision to put a Hot Boy Spicy tune-up in here. The track got good, and the sun went down, and it did just that. So this one here should be pretty exciting if it takes it. Solid rip. Definitely got under the traction control. Able to still just floor it and stay in it the whole pass. So that's really good. Here's to see what it ran, because we definitely had her whipped up a little bit since the last time. So we'll see what that was. Still can hear, I can kind of hear the boost issue Nate says we're having. Might have to pull the wastegates off and see if they're like stuck or something, or see if the O-rings got ate up in or not. They're a piston style wastegate, so there is no diaphragm, but there are O-rings that seal the piston internally, so maybe they just got swelled up from time because of the methanol. So they'll probably pull those off and pull them apart and see what's going on with that, and see if we can't get it fixed. Because I can hear it on that pass when we had it turned up. I can hear it kind of like hunting surgeon for boost, which is kind of hard on parts and not good because we want all of the boost in it all of the time. So gonna look into that and see what we can find. But solid day so far for the first day of racing out here at Holley LS Fest East, and happy with it so far. I think elimination starts tomorrow, so we'll see what we can get this thing to do. See if we can't go some rounds, maybe turn on a couple wind lights, maybe win this whole thing, and have Lt.Dan get another win. But that'll do for now. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.
I figure we'll get at least one big end interview today.
Nicely done, dude.
Yeah, that thing was
It got on the traction control, but
did it?
I was able to stay in it.
Yeah, it looked good.
It felt good, so I stayed in it through the traction control.
I'm surprised you had to get out to the track. Was good.
I was very tempted, dude, when it left to just grab the scramble and see what happens. But yeah, Nate was in my head.
I put more in it also at the back. So.
Yeah, and my little Nate Angel's on my shoulder saying, "Please don't do it." So I didn't grab the scramble. I had Jack stand over here saying, "Grab the scramble."
I think we could probably smack it a little harder out of the hole there.
Yeah,
but
it felt really good. It didn't get into the traction control later, so I'm curious to see what that log looks like. I heard the boost issue on this one. First time I've heard it in the car. Okay. So I'm going to pull the wastegates off, pull them apart and see. You know, they're JGS piston gates, so there's not a diaphragm in there that goes bad, but there are O-rings. So maybe we got something going on.
Yeah, because the dome, the commanded dome and actual dome, they're chasing each other, but the boost is...
So we know it's not like a sensor or air feed issue. I checked all the lines after you said that they were doing their things. All the lines are great, no splits, no like weak spots.
We didn't have this problem before.
This is a new problem. The only thing that has happened since we created this issue, or this issue has become a thing, is the cars are sat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull the gates off. And
I wonder if they're sticking maybe, because those O-rings have lube on them. So
so I'll pull them apart. If the O-rings are good, I'll lube everything up back real good and smack it back together.
All right, let's go. Let's get us a time slip. See what this puppy ran.
It ran good.
All right, guys. So you heard us talking about a little bit of a boost issue. So this is the two runs. This is the one we just made, which was Q3 and Q2. So two things different. I tightened the front shock so you can see it rolled over a little bit later. I had thought that I limited it, but I actually guess I didn't go enough holes up to actually limit the travel. So I'll show you guys the boost situation here. So you can see here. All right, so I'll show you guys the boost issue that we're having here. So you can see, if you can see those two lines, that's our actual boost curve. So this last run was a whole lot better. You can see it was a lot flatter. On the tune side of it, our target dome and actual dome, which are these two right here, they're right on top of each other. Even when he scrambled it, it came up and sat right with it. So it's not on the ECU side of things. We got something going on with the gates. It was a lot better that pass. The other thing I'm wondering is it kept getting into traction control a little bit early, which it shouldn't have been, but because the curve that was in it, it needed to be adjusted. So I took the curve from the run we just made, imported that into the Holley, replotted the traction control, so we shouldn't have that problem anymore, because it didn't need to be getting into the traction control. It wasn't actually spinning the tire. I can show you guys the drive shaft curve. Typically when it starts spinning, you'll see spikes and stuff like that. It did not have that on this run. So neither one of these runs, those are the drive shaft curves. I mean, those are beautiful. There's no spikes in it or anything like that. No reason for it to be in the traction control other than I just had it off a little bit in the computer. So that should be solved now. We got to figure out our boost issue with it oscillating like that. Typically it's in the pit settings, but those things are coming up and sitting right where they need to be with the dome. So I don't think that's the issue. We'll pop the gates off, check the O-rings, make sure everything's good, and then we got to get ready. I don't know if we get another round of qualifying. I think we're going straight into eliminations tomorrow. We already had 3 rounds, but we got some good data on it, and the car's working like it's supposed to. I think the bar changes we made in my last drag race video with this car are working really well. So a couple small things, we'll keep chipping away at it. That was a lot faster than I actually thought it was going to be. So good run there. But we'll just keep chipping away at it and try and fix that boost issue. Hopefully the traction control is good, but like I said earlier, I'm still learning the traction control. I think I've got a decent handle on it. So we'll just keep chipping away at it, try to keep getting faster and move on from there.